Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. So, the night is getting pretty close to midnight. That is not the right soundtrack. We're getting pretty close to midnight here, and Lizzie comes over to Zen and Gimp the Pimp with the limp and goes, Gimpy.
Yes.
Did you uphold our end of the deal?
Oh, I did. You'll notice that Desmond is currently wearing it.
He is, and he's in jail for the night, right?
Yes.
I hope he doesn't forget about that.
We could try to spring him.
No, we can't spring him from the jail anymore. The local lords don't like it when we put ourselves above the law. They say it doesn't do well for the town, so it's probably good every now and then for the people to see someone like Desmond get locked up, you know?
All right. Well, I do know that you were looking forward to that. We could have a stand-in. This is my specialty, after all.
A stand-in for him in prison? Oh. No.
Wrong
Bad
specialty.
imp from the nine hells. Bad imp.
That is not really an insult. That's a compliment.
Fair point.
Great.
Fair point, Drippy.
So now I'm covered in paint for no reason.
Well...
You know what? Screw it. The only important thing that we really need to be doing here is she pulls out from under the bar this like a mirrored ball. It looks very much like a disco ball. This gets suspended from the ceiling when she kind of like jumps and hooks it up. And at midnight, the appropriate words need to be said for the ball to drop to the ground, signifying the new year. So, who wants to be in charge of signifying the new year ball drop?
Well, it seems that Desmond has given me the speech. Perhaps it is I or Zen.
Here's the plan. When the ball drops, I fireball in the sky. You just read the speech before then.
Sure.
So you read the speech, you drop the ball, and then fireball the sky?
No, he drops the ball and I'm ready to fireball the sky.
Okay.
What are the words? Is it an enchanted ball? Do I need specific words or?
Desmond usually does it. I don't know. You figure it out. I'm gonna go make a prison call.
Alrighty.
See if I can't persuade the Mr. Muscles, the sheriff, to
I'm
some
sure
conjugal
Mr. Muscles
visits.
will relent. You can. I'm sure you can use your sway.
She eyes you like she doesn't like you. And then heads off to the prison. So, you guys have to figure out how to get this ball to drop.
One thing I would like to do while I think about it, in prison, I still have 2 orisons left, so I will relieve Desmond a bit of his nausea and a bit of the effect of alcohol. I also have an aid spell, kind of to get him up a bit. And I ask him, you want to see fireworks? Safe fireworks?
Oh yeah, totally. The less safe, the better.
I just scamper up to the window, and I kind of look. Do I see any small open fires that are within 160 yards? If a torch or something.
In 160 yards? Yeah, totally. There's some other street urchin that has set up an illegal kitchen in the middle of an alleyway.
Okay, that's perfect. I just have to wait until
Making pizzas.
Right. Yeah.
I just have to wait until midnight.
All right. So, how are you guys going to figure out how to drop the ball?
One of the proficiencies I bought with my skills was the thief skill detect magic. I would like to detect magic on this ball, perhaps.
Sure.
I have a 30% chance of detecting magic.
Okay.
I cannot.
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna try using spellcraft.
Ooh.
If possible.
I like that. Give me your spellcraft proficiency check. Very nice. You know what? This is an enchanted ball. It's enchanted to levitate. So you just need to find the right set of words, and it will like forcibly lower itself.
And know how to figure that out.
All right. Well, while you guys think about how to figure it out, let's flip back over to the prison. Droopy, you can overhear from down the hallway. Who else but Lizzie talking to Mr. Muscles? Let's get some nighttime forest night track. There we go. And you can hear her like negotiating with Mr. Muscles, and the details of it are mostly lost to you. But eventually the door opens and she walks down to like the row of cells. Mr. Muscles comes into and looks at you and like opens the door to your cell, like moves you from one cell to the other, and then gives you a bit of a look and a shrug and walks back out. Lizzie goes into Desmond's open cell, and they begin to talk, and their talking turns to laughter, and the laughter turns into some heavy petting.
Droopy just has no idea what is going on. She's like, they're having fun. Sounds like just they're having fun.
And
innocent thoughts.
Innocent thoughts.
Time that firework really appropriately.
Innocent thoughts are quickly dashed as drunk Lizzie and drunk Desmond are enjoying their conjugal visits in jail. And Droopy, there is nowhere to turn. I mean, I guess you could literally turn your back, but it...
Droopy just looks out of the window and is waiting for the midnight drop.
Nice. Nice.
Preparing to cast pyrotechnics on that fire from that little guy, because it only blinds people within 120 foot of it. Outside of that, it's a beautiful firework.
Beautiful fireworks, right. So in the moments, in the heat of the moment, fireworks start going off outside, and people are blinded while other kobolds are stuck in compromising positions they may not wish to be in.
It's a beautiful symbol of veracity.
The
colors of blood.
What would be a good like mental discomfort check? A wisdom or willpower check? Give me a willpower check, Droopy. I guess you're a cleric, so you should be pretty good at this.
I have 18 willpower, so...
Oh, yeah, it's hard to mess up then. Oh my god. You, despite your 18 willpower, you are barely able to, like, contain yourself when, you know, this amorous couple is, you know, not holding back for some time in prison.
And like, Droopy's help, there's this one's like, well, something is getting destroyed.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but it's a long night in jail, let me put it that way. There are magical and non-magical aids to this endeavor, and Mr. Muscles is not coming inside to give you some breathing room. So let's flip back to the bar. Have you guys figured it out yet?
If these have magical words, and they need to be the same words, so if he does this every year, I go around the bar. I first start with Borscht, because he's been here the longest, I assume. And I begin asking people if there are words that Desmond uses to close every New Year's speech, seeing as that I will have to be giving it for him this year.
Bottoms up?
Bottoms up.
I think that's the last thing he says every year.
Okay. Okay.
Oh
Excellent.
no. I think so. I think so.
Okay, excellent. I didn't repeat this process with like a number of patrons that I know to be somewhat regular, or at least maybe I don't know anyone. I'm fairly new myself. I just see who's heard the speech before and try to get a good survey of what his final words would be.
Yeah. Why don't you make me like 3 charisma checks?
Sure. There's 1, 2,
Ooh.
and 3. I get less charismatic as I go, I guess.
Okay. So Borscht says last words are bottom up. Another person says the last words are to Shenanigans. Another person says the last words are to Berkshire. Another person says the last words are bottoms up. Another person says last words are usually, I love my family. But that person has like a weird look in their eye. You probably shouldn't trust that person. But overall, the only thing that gets repeated is bottoms up.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right, let me write that down. I need to think up a speech. So I guess realizing that the trick we were trying to play on Desmond is not going to work so well, Gimp is now frantically trying to think up of a good speech to give in the like waning moments of this. What are you doing, Zen? Are you just laughing at my discomfort?
I mean, Zen has no idea what it could be. If you think it's bottoms up, I don't know if we want to test it if it's got some sort of cooldown, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure if testing it's a good idea, because we might not be able to get it back up once we've used the magic words. That's not what I meant at all. Now everything's a sex joke, isn't it? Okay.
All right. So Zen is just outside, prepared for that ball to drop and for him to cast Fireball as far into the air as he can.
Oh, I might need Zen to do me a favor, right? At some point, room 43's girl is going to get here. And
42. Room 42.
Room 42. Room 42's girl. Thank you for keeping track of that for me. Room 42's girl is gonna get here, and she has prosthetics, but we don't need prosthetics when we have enlarge, right? So I'm gonna try to teach him the way to use enlarge properly, since I had to use mine earlier, and I'm gonna teach him how to, like, I'm describing the process of like using enlarge to make those longer ears that kind of round off but have enough of a point they still look like a half elf's. Right, like I'm gonna use the knowledge I have of sculpting a body with enlarge and try to teach it to Zen so that he can sculpt this woman's body for our platinum service patron.
So, I can rememorize one of my spells in like 15 minutes, right, Neal? A first level spell, change it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna redo enlarge, but does this mean that I can choose which proportions of a body get enlarged how much if I learn from Gimp?
I kind of feel like that's a Gimp specialty version of the spell. I don't think that can be passed around to everyone. It would be a little bit too...
He personally has to guide you through the spell, and only he can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow Gimp to assist you to do this sort of thing, but it's got to be his domain.
Okay. All right, so I'll remem and just wait for him to assist me when she gets here.
Okay. Well, she does show up a little bit before midnight. In walks a half-elf. And you're looking at her and you're like, well, she's probably the only half-elf around on duty because she's not, like, best half-elf. Like, her hair's a little scraggly, her face is a little bit dirty. You know, well, she's like chewing gum loudly. And she's like, all right, who called for the half elf?
My dear, come over here. We have
You're a
some
little
work
short, aren't you?
Oh, no. You do not recognize... Oh, well, I guess I don't have my clothes on. I'm sorry. I am Gimp. I have been procuring services.
Honey, now what do you need me to do for you?
I need you to rock the world of a man in number 42. Now, before you do that, we're going to spruce this up a little bit. Now, would you sit down here in the chair for me? I have a mage man in my employ here. This is Zen. He is the unblinking for a reason. His eyes are perfect. They know every curvature of the body. Now, I'm going to work him through this magical step to get you nice and prettied up here. Now, if we could remove these prosthetics, we don't need these. I like lick my hands and like smooth out her hair a little bit, and I walk Zen through the enlargement process, but working very specifically on the ears since that was what was requested, and get her nice and shapely for the man in room 43.
All right. She's a little flippant with you, and every time you go to touch, she's like, "Oh, that's extra." Oh, okay, never mind. Just okay, that's fine. No. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right. All right.
Now, this man has agreed to the platinum service. As you can see, we always shape up our ladies as needed for the service. Whatever he asks for, go for it. We will be charging him 100 gold pieces, of which you shall have a mighty fine 15%. Now, I believe we have instructed you in the use of the ropes, if need be. Or do you need a quick lesson?
Ropes? That is definitely extra. No one said nothing about any ropes going on here, okay? If there's gonna be ropes involved, I need to call Tony.
I have already spoken with him, do not worry. Now, you must be somewhat newer. I have worked with most of the young ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps you've missed that day's training. Now, why don't you come with me and I will show you how to pleasure them appropriately with the rope.
Excuse me, I know exactly what I'm doing. I don't... Wait, with
you
the
do?
rope?
All right. Well then, here. I hand her some...
What do you do with the rope?
My dear, it is important to tie them just right to maximize their feeling of pleasure in the bedroom, and to make sure that they have some a little bit of fear. It spices things up. Now, here, I will show you just a quick trick. Droopy, would you come here for a moment?
No, Droopy's in jail.
I then begin to demonstrate the proper use of kinky rope use on Droopy.
Droopy's in jail.
Droopy's in jail. I do it on Zen.
No, you don't. You do it on Glibglop.
I find a drunkard. I'm like, who wants to make a quick buck?
You find Glibglop. I want copper.
Good. I demonstrate to the lady on Glibglop the proper use of the
All
rope.
right, give me a kinky rope use proficiency check. It's a crowded bar. People are bumping all around. Everyone's been a little bit drunk. The punch has been spiked with a pound of gnome dust, so like you're all a little more fucked up than you ought to be.
Few people are still on Hypnonix.
Oh,
There
beautiful.
we go. Oh, I'm a pro. I'm a pro. Some distractions don't bother me.
All right, not worried about any of this stuff.
All right. I get her nice and prepared and send her up for a good time. And I give her a bill that shows the, what did I say, 150 gold pieces, 100 gold pieces for the premium service.
Okay, she is impressed by this. She nods her head a few times. Well, after I'm done with this job, you want to show me a little something else?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It is my pleasure to show everyone exactly what we need.
Is the man already in the room?
He is, yes, I believe. I look around. Do I see him in the bar? I told him to be ready at this time, so he should be in his room.
Perfect. She goes up and disappears upstairs.
Excellent.
And 5 minutes later, she comes back downstairs. Easiest 150 gold ever.
Excellent.
Now, I believe he'll be coming downstairs momentarily, so why don't you and I head up there ourselves? And she takes you by the wing.
Well, why not?
And starts walking you upstairs.
Nothing like a little bit of fun before a nice speech. Get me nice and loose.
Yeah. I don't know how the size difference is gonna work out, but I'm sure it's.
I mean, I've got some nice wingspan and a tail to work with. I can make up the difference.
All right. Wow.
Neal,
What's up?
at one point in the prison, I have one spell left that is Chaos Ward, which creates like a shimmering barrier of many lights around the target. I like to be at this point. She has like kind of put the kettle on her head that she used earlier, and
No, you don't have any of your gear. You have none of your you're in jail, so they take everything that you're not currently wearing off of you. You don't have
I
like
probably
a
had my
teacup
holy
with you.
symbol, otherwise I could not fight.
They leave your holy symbol. You're a cleric, but they take like your pot and all of your backpack and all of your
Hold on.
weapons.
Do they take the rat hat?
No, they leave the rat hat.
They probably don't want to touch it. I also have my undead rat around my neck.
Yeah, Mr. Muscles leaves you those things, and he leaves you your holy symbol, but after giving you like a no more spell casting, otherwise I'll kill you next time.
You know what? Probably remembers that. He just has the on the window what's it called?
Windowsill.
Oh, windowsill. The two skeleton rats are kind of making a little dance with the flashing lights outside. The end shot of Droopy, like, kind of having her hands on her ears, just sitting there watching these rats dance.
All right. So, where are we?
Speech time?
Is it speech time? Well, we've got Desmond and Lizzie in jail getting it on. Droopy is in the corner trying not to pay attention to them while watching rats dance back and forth. Zen is about to cast, getting ready to cast Fireball. Gimp the Pimpin with a limp is upstairs with one of the working girls. That he's hired for a different client, and then
this is a teaching moment. I'm educating.
Right, you're. It's a training course for the job.
Oh God.
Excellent.
It's continuing education. It's totally tax deductible.
All right, you come downstairs after some amount of time up there with the working girl, and it's getting near to midnight. It's time for you to give your speech, Gimp.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to give a speech. I guess I stand on the bar and I get a glass out and do the little like ding 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 thing because I've always wanted to do that.
Right. The bar slowly quiets down after enough dinging, and after Borscht goes, "Shut up, everyone!"
Thank you, Borscht. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for coming to Berkshire's New Year's Bash here, hosted by our lovely hosts at Shenanigans. Unfortunately, they were not here to deliver the end-of-year speech, seeing as, well, we've had a few noise complaints this year, but that just means our party was great, was it not? I say that I will give a little speech for you in Desmond's stead. I'm sure it won't be as wonderful as his, but every New Year's party needs a great New Year's speech. Here we come to celebrate 365 days, a whole year. How different they are for each of us, adventurers, all different types and different skills. Some of us not adventurers, some of us day-to-day farmers. 365 days to your next paycheck, to your next foray into the wilderness. But it is all the same here for New Year's. Now we make resolutions to better ourselves, yes, to being more pleasure to the people in our life, or to perhaps lose those extra cookie pounds we had for winter solstice. But sometimes after this, great event is over, we repack our lives and forget about all those things that happened to us and just go about the grind. I think here in Berkshire and to all, we should remember these resolutions, remember all the good times we had. And that is why we come together today, and to celebrate the coming of the new year and the improvement of ourselves. So I wish all of us, our adventurers, our barkeepers, our ladies of the night, I wish us all tremendous success and a betterment in the new year. Here, everyone, I propose a toast. To Shenanigans.
To Shenanigans.
To us. Bottoms up, everyone.
All right, everyone takes a drink, puts it down and claps. The ball hasn't moved.
Really? I fly up and stand on the ball and just like make it float to the ground.
So you're like standing on it, trying to sink it.
Fly it down to the ground.
And you know what? The levitating ball just keeps levitating.
Damn it!
You have dropped the ball on dropping the ball.
Oh.
Quick, go through. You still have 2 minutes in Europe.
I I just start shouting random things. I'm like, Happy New Year, Merry Holidays, Big Fast Booty.
Give me a charisma check. See how long it takes you to find the right words.
You're good, go.
27.
All right, it doesn't take you that long. Eventually, you stumble on some word, like you're just shouting things, and one of them works, but you've moved on to the next one before you realize it's starting to float down, and eventually the ball drops, and there's scattered applause.
Just starts, and then as it stops, explosion right into the sky.
All right, you send a fireball into the air. It catches the sky on fire, and Happy New Year's to everyone in Shenanigans. We end the year here with a party. Desmond and Lizzie, well, Desmond in jail, Droopy in jail, Lizzie temporarily in jail.
Lizzie visiting.
Visiting, yeah. Visiting jail.
So at some point, Droopy's playing cards with the undead rats. And she always wins. Because she commands the rats.
You have to like look at the rat's card and then tell them what to do.
I don't even command the rat to do anything.
And then just move their cards for them because they're rats and they can't hold cards or even identify them by the shapes or colors on them. All right. And you know what? I think that's going to wrap up our episode of Shenanigans as well. You guys have burned through all of my plot points way, way faster than I thought we would. So yeah. Happy New Year's to the players, to the viewers, and we will have a New Year's Eve Angband stream starting tomorrow. Not at our regular 1 o'clock start time or anything like that. Or at 12 o'clock start time, but probably in the late afternoon, maybe like 6 or 7 or 8 or something, Pacific time, and then 24 plus hours of Angband, hopefully until we win. That's that. So, players, anything to say before we head out?
A good year of Zen experience.
Oh, experience! Right.
Before we give the final word.
Yeah, let's go through this. There was a cheese golem.
Yeah.
That's worth something like this. There was the miniaturized elves. That was worth definitely some experience right there.
The chaos.
Yeah, Layla and the fireball and the web spells and everything. There was the big brass booty, which is good.
Cleric of Martha.
Yeah, but you guys didn't. You don't get experience for killing.
Killed it by cutting off its foot. I think
it was dead before you cut off its foot. It was dead. Yeah, it was long dead.
Right.
Oh, you saved Bessie again. You opted not to eat Bessie. That's worth experience points.
We did end up burying somebody alive, technically killing them, I guess.
It's basically Droopy is a cleric of Verasi. Killing someone is their job.
Yeah, but like you guys were never in danger. Like you don't get experience if you murder people in their sleep. You don't get experience for burying someone alive.
So he never woke up and like the hand reaches out of the grave.
Let's see. Zen, you helped repair relations with Shenanigans by like putting out the fire in someone's backyard. You guys replaced the food that would have been Bessie with other food, namely pizza from the
and another cow.
And then another cow. They're not teenage.
I don't remember what we called them.
They're
called them
adolescent martial art.
Martial arts tortoises.
Yes,
tortoises.
Adolescent martial arts tortoises. That's great.
Yes. Thank you, Rob, for that name.
Let's see. There, Droopy escaped from jail and got caught again.
Just to go
right away.
Again.
Successfully eventually managed to drop the ball and shoot off a nice firework.
Yeah.
I made up a speech on the spot. I feel like that's
a good speech. Yeah, we'll get some experience for the speech. I think that's everything.
Disturbing several old people and probably blinding them for a good chunk of the night.
All right.
Coming up with an interesting idea that I will propose to Desmond next time I see him about magically enchanting items, just like stones to be, or like blocks of wood to be placed around the outside of the bar that are concentrated areas of silence. So it's just a wall of silence going around the bar to stop noise complaints.
Interesting.
Beating my undead rats in a card game.
No, 0 experience for that. Why doesn't everyone take home a flat 1,000 experience points?
Plus 100 from me, since 10x.
Yes, you have the 10%.
Nice. Funny day.
I think I level up as a thief.
Probably.
Yes, I level up as a thief.
I still have 10,000 to go.
What's a thief HP? D6?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
D6 divided by 2.
Unless you did skills and power something or another.
Oh, that's right. I did do all the point buy stuff. I think you still roll for HP with the point buy.
That's 5 points.
You do.
Per level.
You do. You get 5 character points, but I don't know if there's a thief thing that makes you roll a D8 because a lot of the classes...
I didn't pick that. I spent all of my powers like trying to make myself as close to an imp as possible.
Nice.
All right. I don't even want to talk about how much experience I need for Zen.
Tell us. How much?
No. It's too depressing. It is.
All right. Well, that is that. We're going to end this Shenanigans stream right now, and we're going to continue with a little bit of Divinity Original Sin 2. I think we're about to run into Chapter 3, almost.
Final words?
No more final words. Merry New Year? I guess if they can say Happy Christmas in the UK, we can say Merry New Year here.
I have a final question.
Oh, yes?
Neal, it is of the utmost importance. How do you shoot a ranged weapon in England?
S. No, F.
Oh, good
S
to know.
or F, yeah.
Also, I think there was one thing for the experience. We got the ring.
That was part of the big booty storyline,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
All right, everybody. Peace out. Bye. See you later.
Bye.